everybody's gone crazy. Where have all the dreamers gone? Or have we all just gotten lazy? Something's got to give. There won't be much life left to live. Please send a sign from up above. And if I gotta choose, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away. Ooh, something strange is in the air. Seems that everybody's changing, and I can't find no faith anywhere. Seems it's been replaced with raging. Something's got to give. There won't be much life left to live. Please send a sign from up above. And if I gotta choose, I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away. No one can take that from me. I see what I choose to see. Reality is what you make it. So why would I ever choose hatred? I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna make me hate. I choose love. I choose love. No one's gonna take that away.
There's no other way better to start this progressive action TV show than playing I Choose Love by a new artist, right? First and foremost, I am your host, Tramel Thompson. The phone lines will be open today. The phone lines will be open today. And this we go talk about whatever y'all want to talk about today. I got a lot of stuff going on. I see, look at this hat, man. You can't tell me that this hat ain't dope. We need more black billionaires. We definitely need more black billionaires. I had to stop by my homeboy S King Boutique Bed Style Fly. That's how we give it up over here. I had to stop by his boutique Bed Style Fly and get me this We Need More Black Billionaires hat. And, you know, I don't know if y'all been following me lately or, you know, really paying attention to what's going on. But I'm around a lot of important people nowadays. You know, around a lot of millionaires, you know, billionaires in some cases. I mean, a lot of things I don't post, I don't show because I be in a lot of important meetings now, around of a lot of important people. And there's just things that I just, you know, I like to keep to myself. You know, whatever I allow the people to see is done on purpose. But, man, life has been great, you know, these past 2 weeks regarding the situations that I've been through, you know, regarding, you know, with the MTA and the union and all that. These past 2 weeks have been phenomenal. So like I said, you know, I stopped by my boy S King's store, got me a couple of these hats. We need more black billionaires. I'm around certain people, so I need to let them know how I feel. You know, we need more black billionaires. I know a lot of people, they asking me, Tramel, what are you doing? You rolling around here with Robert F. Kennedy Jr.? What's going on? Are you coming back to the MTA? What are you doing? Why wouldn't I be coming back? Why y'all asking that? Why wouldn't I come back? I'm saying when my friend is in town, Robert F. Kennedy, when he's in town, I help him out. I'll be like, look, let's go get some food. We go to food. Yo, let's go see an art exhibit. We go to an art exhibit. Let's go to a podcast. We go to a podcast. Shout out to My Expert Opinion and the people over there, Chastity, Gat, Champ, Math, Bigger, Mech. Shout out to that team over there. You know, we moving around this city a little different now. You know, for everyone watching this live stream, make sure to like and subscribe to the show. I kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all can't see my eyes. There's nothing wrong with my eyes, though, because I know how y'all like to start, rumors and all that other stuff. Nothing wrong with my eyes, but, this is going to be my crown moving forward. If it ain't going to be a progressive action hat, it's going to be we need more black billionaires, right? But like I said, the phone lines is open all night. If y'all got something on y'all mind, y'all want to talk about, I'm going to run through some stuff. I'm going to lay the groundwork. Because y'all see the title of the show. Is the union administration weak, or are they sellouts, or are they both? Or maybe you feel that they're neither. There are people who voted yes for this contract. There are people that voted yes for this contract. So they probably feel like the union administration is neither. I want to shout out my boy Dread, right? So, y'all see I got on the We Need More Black Billionaire shirt. I also got on, a coworker shirt. Shout out to Dread. It's a Paris ting, Paris company. Shout out to him, man. If y'all got some clothing y'all want me to wear, mainly shirts, you can send hats too. Send it. Contact me. I'll wear it on the show if I like it, But yo, I'm seeing things, you know what I'm saying? Like UPS, they signed a contract. Their driver's going to be making $49 an hour. We gonna talk about that. Gas, everything is going up. Con Edison, everything's going up. We're going to discuss that. Because I just don't I don't get it. It's either we know our worth or we don't. And for the people, who voted yes for the contract, I must say, do you know I gotta ask, do you know your worth? We have a very important job. We have a very dangerous job. Our operations, our job operations, what we do is critical to the city of New York. If these trains or buses do not move, businesses will not make money. We take workers to their jobs. We take customers to these businesses. But do the workers know their worth? I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat. Shout out to Edward Acosta. I see you in the live chat. Oh, and before I forget, make sure y'all like and subscribe this video, and also to be a member of this channel. It's only 99 cents. It's only 99 cents a month. 99 cents, not even $1. It's 99 cents a month. Make sure you guys join the channel. It's very important, right? But do the workers know their worth? And I think that's the main problem here in working in transit. Having, people. It's hard for me to like break it down. Not really, but it's just astonishing of the things that people accept on this job. And I get it. You don't need a college degree to work here. All right. Does that mean that you be treated less, your dignity should be less? Does that mean that you should take more abuse because you don't have a college degree? Right? And I want to make it clear about this job, because this is not a career. I want to make it clear for you guys. Working for New York City Transit is not a career. Right? Because you can't take your experience here as a conductor, as a train operator, and go get a job in transportation somewhere else. This job is only a career is if you stay in New York City Transit. See, if I worked for Goldman Sachs as a financial advisor, I could go somewhere else with that experience and take it. There's hundreds of jobs, thousands of jobs in New York City that you could find a job. But if you work for the transportation system in New York, you can't go get a job in North Carolina. You still got to go through the process of everyone else. That having working for New York City Transit don't help your resume. So this is not a career, right? Shout out to my boy Mark Blaze. He said Flatbush Depot tapped in. And shout out to Mark, man. I invited Mark to meet RFK Jr. He came through, him and his wife. And they actually like RFK, so it was great. And, you know, they got their pictures. They got a chance to speak to him. So shout out to them. But this job, right, don't need no college degree. You can make decent money. You know, they told me when I first started working here, MTA equal ATM. I'm still trying to find that ATM. I'm still trying to find that ATM. You know, I don't call a job good because, you know, you work overtime, you live at the job, and, you know, you make 100,000, 110,000, 120,000, whatever that number is, because you're working all this overtime. To me, that's not a good job. You know, a good job, you should be able to live your life off of 40 hours a week. Not 70 hours a week, right? We are severely underpaid. And there's two people to hold accountable, you know, the union administration and ourselves. Because if you look at the title of the show, once again, is the union sellouts or are they weak? Whichever one that they are, we allow them to be that. And that's our issue. That is our issue. We allow them to be whatever they want to be. And they do it in our faces. They do it not knowing that they're not going to be held accountable. Right? And accountability is everything. They don't even care to be accountable because they know that we are not going to be holding them accountable. And when we get these contracts, when we don't get no real legislation to protect transit workers, when we don't get the respect from the riding public, gotta wonder why. But the answer is right in front of us. Oh man, and it is depressing. Like, I've been invited into some important circles, and I see people maneuvering. I see I hear the conversations. I'm in the room, not on the outside. I'm in the room. And it's no different than what we do here except they are being accountable. They holding people accountable. And accountability is everything. Everything. Like these last 2 weeks, I know y'all seen me. You could go to RFK page himself. I'm on his social media and videos. You could look at my social media. I've learned so much these past 2 weeks. And it's not much different than what we doing at Progressive Action. That's why it's easy for me to insert and interject and give an idea. And they like, that's a great idea, right? They like, we should do that. I was speaking to RFK today. I'm like, gave him my idea. Gave him a little bit of the idea. He hit me back. Great idea. Great idea. And when Mr. Kennedy says, great idea, then you know what's next. It's going to happen. Right? It's going to happen. And I'm just happy and I feel blessed to be a part of this situation because I don't have to be an MTA employee anymore. I really don't. Really don't. Like I'm being given the opportunity to spread my wings, as they say. I'm being given the opportunity for what I feel God put me on this earth to do. And when I do come back to transit, I'm going to be bigger. I'm going to be better. And I'm going to be stronger politically. There's a lot of things moving behind the scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all have no idea. But when I come back, I'm going to be in the best shape politically ever. This is a fact. This is a fact. Shout out to my boy Davis. He said they weekend sellouts. I agree. I agree. But, you know, I really wish that the union administration was willing to, you know, take some of my ideas, was willing to sit down and talk with me and figure out how can we be stronger as an entity, because that's all I really wanted. And it's amazing. Just think about this. It's amazing that I could go somewhere else, give similar ideas, and it's accepted. But I go to my union administration and tell them, like I sat down with Richie Davis. Y'all know that already. I'm gonna release that audio soon. But I sat down with Richie Davis and he lied to me. You know, he lied to me. He's like, yo, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. I'm gonna get rid of this person. I don't like this person. I'm gonna stay away from these women. I'm gonna do all these things. I'm gonna do all these things. And he actually did the total opposite, right? And I could have really been an asset to the members. We could have really taken this union to new heights if we would have or would have united to some degree, right? But it's pretty obvious that they do not have our best interest. It's obvious that they not working in the members of the union favor. This is obvious. It's I mean, anyone could see what's going on. But they got this thing where they want us to believe with our eyes, what we seeing with our eyes, as if they are pulling an optical illusion. Nah, they in plain sight telling you that you don't deserve the best. They in plain sight telling you that they was in the war with guns and knives when it was only a water balloon fight. They didn't put up no fight for this contract. They didn't put their best foot forward. They took exactly what the MTA gave them, right? They took exactly what the MTA gave them. Now, if you haven't known today, at the MTA board meeting, the MTA approved the contract. So the way it works is that the union administration negotiates the contract. They agree to it with the MTA. They pass it to the E-board. The E-board votes on it, right? And if it passes through the E-board, then it comes to us, the members, and the members vote on it. And if that passes, then the MTA board approves it, exactly what you see on the screen, right? So this is the game. This is the game. They saying the MTA approves the contract. Okay, they approved the contract. Why wouldn't they approve a contract that benefits the MTA? Why wouldn't they? Why would they shoot down a contract that will benefit the MTA? You guys can call in at any time. Y'all see the number 563-999-3714. Let's talk about it. The MTA approved the contract. That's not news. Right? Of course they go, it's business. They're going to approve something that benefits them. Right? And then you see pictures like this. You see pictures like that. Richie Davis, and for those who don't know, he's standing with Richard Davey or Davey. Never got the right pronunciation of his last name. No disrespect. But this doesn't look odd to you guys? Richard Davis don't even smile like that with the members. That picture doesn't look odd. Like he looks like, and if you look at Davey, the side of his face, he's not even smiling. But we messing with union leaders who want to be in good favor with these people. And I'm not saying that we should not have a working relationship with the MTA. Of course, we should have a working relationship. But if this was a seesaw, the MTA will be at the bottom here and the union will be there. Not because they hire, because they don't hold no weight. Don't let that go over your head. Right? We are in a bad position because this union is being led by non-fighters. This union is being led by people who, if they were to get voted out, they would go to management. So what they try to do is always stay in good favor with management, not to benefit the membership, but to benefit themselves. So when that golden parachute does not open up on the union side, they could go get a job with management and say, hey, You remember when we gave you something in the contract? Remember when I did you that favor? Y'all think that's not happening? Y'all really think that those conversations do not happen? Y'all think that this union administration is on the up and up? They not on the up and up. If you look at my situation that I'm currently suspended for, y'all think that that was done without the union agreeing to throw me up under the bus? Y'all think that that wasn't done? See, the only difference between me and other members is that I actually got a team. I actually got people that I could call on, that could make a phone call and correct some things. And the MTA, they made some mistakes during this situation. The union, of course, turned they back. We seen what Richie Davis said in the newspaper about me. Threw me up under the bus. That's going to get corrected sooner or later. But I'm about accountability and holding people accountable, especially when they trying to railroad someone, especially when it's me. I always made this clear. If I go 100% for workers, random workers, people call me, I go hard for them. If I go 100, if I give 100% for them, how much I'm gonna give for myself? Right? I got political friends that don't play about me. I have people in high places that don't play about me. And whatever I need to do to win, they will make sure that they see it through. So we playing with a whole different type of ball game right now. And it's sad because why should I be wasting my time doing this? Why should I be wasting my time having these crazy fights with the MTA and with the union for not doing what they have to do? The problem is that we elect people not because of their aptitude of knowing how to handle business, knowing how to be strategic and fight, knowing how to use the tools that's in their toolbox, the media, and all that other stuff, right? Now they would use the media, like Pete Donahue called up the Daily News on me and tried to do a hit piece on me regarding this whole arbitration thing. Pete, why didn't that article come out? He know why that article didn't come out. And right now, what I'm doing, I've been playing defense. I've been playing defense, right? I ain't beginning to play offense yet. When I play offense, it's going to be a little crazy. Let's get to the first caller. Let's see who this is. Caller 8356. You're now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jamel. My name is Vincent Leonard. Yeah, how you making out today, kid?
I'm good. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Okay. All right. Before I retired as a power distribution maintainer, I was the 3rd division chair for power distribution and 3rd rail itself. Okay. Back, not this election. Well, let's talk about this past election that Tony Utano won with John Chirillo and everybody. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how they had DeVette Williams kicked off the ballot
Yes, I do. I remember.
because DeVette supposedly was not around when signatures were, signed on the paperwork so that DeVette could be on the ballot in the first place.
I remember that.
Okay. Well, okay. Tony Utano and John Chirillo had me go out in the field and get signatures for them when they ran for president and vice president. But you see, Tony forgets about that. Okay? Then, we won and everything, or, Stand United won, let's say. Okay? Okay, so now it comes down to I'm going to retire. I go up to Tony's office over there in Brooklyn, next to what the heck bank that is again. Forgot the name of the bank. But I go up there to his office and everything. I'm like, hey Tony, I'm looking to retire in like June. And this is right after, they won the election and they took office again in January and everything. Tony goes to me, Vinny, you can't retire. I need you to stick around for a year and a half. I'm like, why do you need me to stick around for a year and a half? Tony Utano goes to me, if you retire, then Tommy Cregan is going to want your spot back. He's going to want his spot back, meaning third division chair, which he was before I won the election and took it away from him.
Let me ask you a question. Ask you a question real quick. You like Tommy Cregan?
Go ahead. You know what it is? I like Tommy, but Tommy, he just goes total balls to the wall when he's going, when he's fighting for somebody. And Tommy will only fight for people Tommy likes. I don't like that part of it. Okay?
I said that. I said that because I said that because ironic. Now, me and Tommy Cregan, very contentious relationship. We fell out big time. We never was really that cool, but we fell out over the past few years. I seen him Saturday. No. What's today? Today is Wednesday. I seen him yesterday at Sean Hannity. I went to Sean Hannity show and I seen him, and it was all good and all love. That's why I asked you that.
Well, yeah, like I said, Tommy will fight for who he wants to fight for, and I don't like that. As a union rep, you got to fight for if you don't like the person, you still got to stand up for that person and do the right thing for that person. Okay? He kind of picks and chooses who he's going to fight for. And I'll give you, for instance, this is going way, way, way back. I mean, I was working in South Section at the time, okay? And we had and this was before I ran against him to take his position away from him, okay? I talked to him about, hey, listen, we're having a problem with the overtime. We want the overtime to go the way you do the overtime up north. Okay? Tommy tells me straight to my face, I don't have time to deal with that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have time to deal with that? You're supposed to be our division chair and everything, right? What do you mean you don't have time to deal with that? But that wasn't, an instinct that I had with him, and that's what made me turn around and really run against him. Okay? Now, not that Utano or Chirillo really let me do anything. They just wanted Tommy out.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom line was they just wanted Tommy out, and that was it. Okay? So now getting back to, like I said, why is it okay for John Chirillo to have DeVette Williams kicked off the ballot when he and Tony Utano did the same thing. I went out and got signatures for them, and Tony's like, yeah, listen, this is just for us to be on the ballot, and that's it. They're not voting for us per se to be on the, to be president and that. This is just to get us on the ballot. I tell you, if Tony Utano or Cirillo want to come after me and try to say that I'm lying, I got a bunch of people who signed that paperwork that are willing to testify with me, okay, or for me, and I will take a polygraph exam if anything I've said to you right now is false in any way.
I believe. Listen,
that ride with Tony at this point.
Listen, I believe what you're saying. I believe what you're saying. And I think the people do also. They this is how they do business. I've seen them collect ballots. Yeah. I've seen them, people sign for paperwork, sign petitions where the person wasn't around. This is the political game that they play of corruption. And it's going to catch up to them. It's going to catch up to them sooner than later. I don't see them maintaining this power. Everything has a shelf life. Everything has a shelf life, and their shelf life is about up. And I think that the universe is going to take care of them, their corruption, and going to see fit that they either retire or they're going to go back to their tools. I feel it in my bones.
Well, my whole question is, okay, now I worked for like 32 and a half years before I retired, all right? I have never seen a president retire from the union and then come back as a consultant for the union.
Now, well, let me ask you this.
Now,
let me ask you this. Wait, let me ask you this. Why do you think? Why do you think he did that?
That's a good question. You might have seen in the what do you call it? The live chat, okay? Somebody writing that Richie Davis does not run the union. Cirillo and Tony Utano do. That was me. John, I know Richie Davis on. He used to do DJ work for a bus operator that I knew. Okay. If they threw a party over there at the bar up there on the west side, he would do the DJ work and everything. So I kind of know him through that circle, let's say. Richie Davis is being played for a fool. Richie Davis, in my opinion right now, is going to be, is going to be the fall guy for anything that crashes and burns with the union. How did the union get $2-point-something million from the federal government for PPP money, okay, during the pandemic? Now, yes, unfortunately, 135 people passed away, unfortunately, from the pandemic. But how does that justify being able to apply for PPP money like that when everybody who was working was still paying their union dues?
We still trying to figure that. We still trying to figure that one out. They legally applied for it, but from what I seen, that the reason for why they was applying was a lie. And I just don't understand how they got away with that, but they did. Now you want to hear something?
Right.
Now, as far as Richie Davis being the fall guy, I think Richie Davis willingly wants to be the fall guy because for him, it's about him wanting to be president. The fact that to say that he was president, he's the third black president of the history of the local. He don't care about being a fall guy. because I don't think that Richie is smart enough to even see what's going on. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna give you an exclusive.
I'm glad you said that.
I'm gonna give you an exclusive. Richie Davis and John Samuelson is not seeing eye to eye right now.
Of course not.
Richie Davis, Richie.
Of course not.
Let me say something. Let me say something to Richie real quick. Richie,
Right.
you see how you ran your mouth with me when we had that meeting? You continuously running your mouth, and it's getting back to me. I confirmed everything. You talking bad about John Samuelson. Y'all not seeing eye to eye right now, and it was over. And I'm gonna say allegedly, but Richie, you know what I'm talking about. Over an insurance issue. It was over some insurance stuff. You was out there running your mouth, talking to people, and saying that John Samuelson is this, John Samuelson is that, and how y'all not seeing eye to eye. See, you know why I believe that, Richie? Because when we sat down and we met, you was mad at Samuelson from promoting your girlfriend. I'm not gonna say her name. Everyone know who we talking about. Samuelson promoted your girlfriend, and you being the narcissist, the control freak that you are, you wasn't even messing with her at the time. You was mad at Samuelson because he promoted her without your approval. What kind of narcissist sick stuff is that? Richie, you told me this out of your own mouth, my friend. And like I said, I'm going to release all this stuff, right? So now when I heard just recently that, you was talking bad about Samuelson again, and this is over some insurance stuff that he had worked out a deal, and you basically shut the deal down or vetoed it or whatever you did to get back at Samuelson for promoting your ex-girlfriend. Yo,
Wow,
Richie, let me tell you something.
that's messed up.
There's a lot of people who report to me that report to you. You trust these people. They over here working over here. People who you smile with and you think that they your friend and all this other stuff. See, I'm gonna tell you, man, this is going to go. And then when I release this audio, Richie, I don't know if you're gonna have any more white friends after this, because you know how bad you spoke about white people during that meeting with us. So we gonna see what's up, because you like, you's a chameleon. You's one of those evil chameleons though. Like you don't like black people, and everybody say, well, why would he say he don't like black people when he's black? Richie is Indian, and I'm not saying that Indians don't like black people, but what I'm saying is that Richie Davis do not like black. I ain't gonna say black people. Let me correct that. Richie Davis do not like black Americans. I've heard him talk bad about black Americans. Richie Davis admitted to me that he's a conservative Republican, and there's nothing wrong with being conservative or Republican. But when you're dealing with a guy like Richie Davis, who frowns down upon black Americans, this is a fact. I'm not making this up. I'm not the only one who said this either or experienced this with him. Richie Davis only care about Richie Davis, right? He don't like black Americans. Now watch what he do. He's going to promote a whole bunch of, I got this black American. I'm not going to say what he really likes, or that's I'm gonna save the personal attacks. But Richie Davis do not like black Americans. He came to me on some we black people, we have to stick together. All right, but you talking bad about the white folks that you work around, and then you keep them on board. I mean, I don't understand why you gonna come to me with this crazy talk as if I don't know who you are. I'm a black American. I heard you talk bad about black Americans. You think I'm gonna side with you? It's God crazy.
The sad part is he is going to be the fall guy for everything, because you cannot trust John Chirillo as far as you can throw him. Okay?
I gotta I got something special for Chiarello. See that, and this is another thing. People is coming over here telling, and they telling with receipts. John Chiarello, Eric Logel. I know what y'all behind. When y'all get these letters from lawyers, I don't even know what y'all go do. But it's coming. I know what you guys are behind. I got the proof. I'm not making this up. And I would release this proof, but we collecting all the data.
Don't jump the rabbit.
No, I'm not. Listen,
Don't jump the gun before it needs
no,
to
listen,
be.
the lawyers already got the paperwork. The lawyers is they going to get served very soon because somebody is willing, came to me as a man and said, hey, I was a part of this. I'm not a part of this anymore. And I want to give you this information. And I was looking back like, well, I knew what it was, but now I got concrete proof. And I'm glad that they continuing to do what they do as if we continue to do it. Cause we just collecting the data, and you're going to have about 10 people suing you. And I want to see how y'all go survive then. And the union getting taken down. See that? Oh man, there's so much that I want to say, and I just can't say. But they know what I'm talking about. But Samuelson, I know you watch this show. I know you listen to the show. Richie Davis is not your friend. He's mad because you promoted his girlfriend, and now you put together a deal. He basically vetoed it, tabled it. And basically, he's telling people telling you that I'm making John Samuelson kick rocks. Samuelson, what's really going on? Man? This is the guy. I mean, they'll figure it out.
I just got one thing to say to Tony Utano. Okay,
Let's go.
I told Tony Utano to his face multiple times. Okay, Cirillo is going to be Tony's downfall. Okay? All right. So far, Tony Utano just retired. All right. Well, and that was another thing during that whole re-election and everything. I told Tony flat out, you're not going to stay your full term. Okay? You're going to retire before your full term. Now, why is Cirillo running with him as vice president, but then all of a sudden becomes secretary treasurer, and they promote Richie Davis as president? Do you see how Richie's being played? I don't even think Richie realizes he's being played. Okay? But the president retires. His vice president doesn't want to become president. He wants to become secretary treasurer, but will promote Richie Davis to the president's job. Yeah, I'm sorry, Richie. I don't have any bad feelings against you. Like I said, I only know him, casually from doing the DJ work and things like that. Okay, you're being played. You're being played, and if you're gonna be running your mouth about, John Samuelson and everything, you might have just shot yourself in the foot, pal. Okay? That's all I can say for Richie Davis. Cirillo, I don't trust him as far as I can throw him. But for Tony Utano, I had the pleasure of meeting your mother several times. She was a very nice lady. She was very proud of you becoming a union president and everything else like that. Okay? Unfortunately for you, Tony, when I said that Cirillo's going to be your downfall, I never realized it until the other day that when you pass on, Tony, and you're up there at the pearly gates talking to St. Pete, asking him to let you in, your parents are going to be on the other side of that gate with their heads down because they're totally disappointed with you on how you've done what you've done to this union, okay? And you'll never get past those gates. That is your downfall. That is your downfall, Tony, for dealing with Cirillo. Okay? How many, now, I'm going to hit you with another thing that pisses me off with this. Okay? With Tony Itano and everybody. They did this whole big thing for the 9/11 people, you know, who were down at the World Trade Center after the World Trade Center went down and everything, and they gave out pins if you were there as a, you know, worker working out there and everything. They gave out a bigger size of the same pin to people who have come down with, you know, multiple illnesses because of their exposure to it. Mm-hmm. Okay? How come transit workers do not get the World Trade Center retiree disability? Okay? Now, I don't know if you know how the retiree disability is with the World Trade Center part of it. Okay? But city workers, and naturally I have no begrudgment against the police department, the fire department, sanitation department. They all, if they put in for a 9/11 disability, if they get it, they automatically get 3/4 of what their average was that they went out with. Okay, they jumped to 3/4 of what their average was that they went out with, and they don't get to pay federal tax on their money anymore, on their retirement money. The best that I might get out of this, because I'm in the process of trying to do this myself right now, okay? The best any transit worker will get out of this is that they won't have to pay federal tax on their retirement money. Mm-hmm. But yet, go to NICES. As a matter of fact, you're good with the computer and everything. You could look up on NICES's website itself and look up Form F as in Frank 622. And that's the put in for the disability for the World Trade Center. Doesn't say a damn thing about transit workers. Mm. But every year, Utano and everybody came up with this bullshit. Oh, we have to honor those who were at the cleanup and recovery. But yet they never once bothered to ask the damn governor to add us to that list. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So that when we retire, we get 3/4 of our salary that we would, you know, whatever our average was. Okay, they never bothered to add us to that, and now they sucked up to Holcomb or whatever her name is over there, and you know, they backed Holcomb and everything else like that. Why the hell didn't you bother to turn around and back the people, not only who helped recover and everything, okay? How many bus operators did they have lined up over there at the old City Field area, okay? That the people who were working down at the World Trade Center would drive their cars to the City Field, okay? Get on a bus and have that bus drive them down to the World Trade Center area. And those same bus operators picked up people who worked at the World Trade Center, drove them back to Queens to get their cars and go home. How many of those bus operators alone got sick from breathing the dust and all that those people were bringing on the bus? How many bus operators who, for a year and a half after the World Trade Center went down, drove a bus to the ferry terminal, okay, and were breathing in that dust and everything from, you know, the World Trade Center because they had, you know, stopped their buses at the ferry terminal? How many of those people have gotten ill from their exposure? Mm-hmm. How many of those people have passed away, unfortunately, from it? And we don't get the same damn thing as any other city worker gets out there? That comes from the presidency. Mm-hmm. Tony, I hate to say, Tony, I used to love you like you were a brother of mine, but I see what a POS you've become. And like I said, Tony, John Cirillo is your downfall when you get to those pearly gates. I'm sorry, Tony, but your parents will never even allow you to go past that gate.
Dang.
Because your mother was a very nice little Italian lady. She was a very, very nice Italian lady, very religious and everything. The way you screwed this union over, hate to say it, Tony, that's where Cirillo has been your downfall right now.
Dang. Thanks.
And I'm telling you,
Mm-hmm.
anybody wants to come after me and say that I'm a bullshit artist and that anything I said on this program so far is a lie, bring it, because I will fucking excuse my language, didn't mean that slip. I will turn around and take a polygraph exam and tell me if I failed a polygraph exam.
Well, I'm going to tell
bring
you.
it, Tony, because you're a POS, Tony, and so is Cirillo. And Davis, watch your back. You're going to have too many knives in you. So,
I appreciate you. I
I'm
appreciate you for no. Listen, this was needed. You needed to get that off your chest. I'd like to tell you thanks for calling in, and don't feel free to call back in on any other show. You feel me?
I'm sorry.
I said feel free to call in.
Dude, I lost you. Okay.
Whenever you want. All right. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
I will. I will, man. Thank you for taking your time, man. And like I said, look that paper up, F622, and see if you see transit workers in there.
I will. Thank you.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right, man. Love you, brother.
I love you
Be
too.
safe, all
right?
right?
You too.
Thanks.
Tony, it sounds like you have a personal problem on your hands. He said that he knows your mother and that you're not going to make it to the pearly white gates because of John Chiarello. God damn. I mean, that's personal. I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to talk about nobody, mother. I'm not going to do that. But he did. He said he met your mother, nice lady, but you ain't making it to the pearly gates because you rocking with Chiarello. Yo, I'm over here trying to find. I want to show Samuelson. I want to show Samuelson that I got real proof, Samuelson. These people been trying to screw you for a long time. These people you put in position don't really mess with you, Samuelson. I'm trying to find a picture to show you that what I'm talking about is legit. Because the only way that I got this picture is from somebody on your team. I'm trying to find it because I lost it somewhere. But they've been plotting and planning against you for a very long time, sir. Very long time. And I remember when I seen you outside the MTA board meeting, and you threw a little safety net and said, "Hey, Tremel, I don't understand how, the opposition with me, we normally get along, and I don't understand basically why we don't get along." It's business, never personal. I'm quite sure you guys are very nice guys. But what I'm trying to say is that the people who you have around you don't really mess with you. And I cannot find this picture, but I guarantee you on one of my next shows, I'm going to have it, and I'm going to show you that these people are working directly against you. I'm just trying to go through my stuff. Oh, as you can see, you watching on YouTube right now, right? If you're not a member of the channel, which means that if you did not join the channel for 99 cents a month, you can't comment inside the chat group. The only way you could comment inside the chat is if you become a member for 99 cents. That's all it takes, man. 99 cents, and you could comment inside the chat. Show some support. I still got a lot more of this show left. I really want to find this picture because I want to show Samuelson that I am not joking. This is real deal. These people do not mess with you, sir. These people do not mess with you, sir. Am I coming close to it? Let me see. These people do not mess with you, sir. They want to see you. You're the laughing stock, sir. You heard what I said in the beginning of this or in the middle of the show that, Richie turned on you. You know he did. Richie going around telling people that, you're not that guy. And he's going to do what he wants after you put him in position. That's crazy. That is crazy. I need to find this picture, man. I don't know how I lost it. I have no idea how I lost it. Every time I think that I'm getting close to it, I don't know where it's at. But now we seen what happened with the UPS workers, and I want to show you guys that. Let me get that set up, because this is, look, the things that we are like accepting when nobody else is wild crazy, right? It is wild crazy. The things that we are accepting is wild crazy. Right? So let me put this on the screen. Look what the Teamsters did. Look what UPS did. We've changed the game. Teamsters win historic UPS contract. Right? I'm gonna touch on this in a second. Let me get another caller on the line, because I really want to talk to you guys today. Caller 6483. You now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hello, how you doing?
So.
It's Garcia from the Bronx.
What's going on? What's going on? What's on your mind?
Already know. Already known. I don't. It's like I don't even want to comment that much, because how can I say? Like Zora Neale Hurston said in her novel, the walls have ears, or right?
Mm-hmm.
And the eyes were watching God, right? And the walls have ears, and there's ears all over the place, watching, listening, and upset at anyone that has anything other to say other than what the script is,
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I'm saying, that it's interesting that if you don't have anything to hide or anything to be shy about, then you wouldn't be upset when people speak whatever they speak, or they try to point out certain flaws in your thinking.
Mm-hmm.
Because last time I checked, we all have flaws, and we can make, even our best lawyer could go in and make mistakes in a contract and put in loopholes and make mistakes. And second of all, the money interests are very high pressure, and sometimes you just want to fit in and be part of the mainstream and be part of that culture. And like Ice Cube said, he's not part of the Hollywood culture, and they're on a strike, but all the writers and actors are sticking together, and no matter what their background is or political viewpoint, they're sticking together. And that's why I respect them, because not everyone is rich. Just like in our union, not every worker is rich. Not every worker is making six figures. And just because some of us might be making six figures doesn't mean that everyone is making six figures.
Mm-hmm.
And just because some people are making a lot of overtime doesn't mean that everyone's making overtime. And that's the biggest downfall, is that a lot of guys are comfortable, and they feel like they're always going to be comfortable, and they feel like they cannot be touched, and their comfort level is more important than their fellow union brothers and sisters. And they forget that the material things are not the most important things in life,
Mm-hmm.
but helping those that cannot help themselves, because there's a lot of members that cannot represent themselves. The ones that are sick, the ones that are elderly, the ones that fought for the past and the present. Those are the people that we worry about, and also our children, our families. So when we are even negotiating, we're thinking about all those people affected. And we cannot accuse the management of negotiating in good faith if we are not negotiating in good faith with our own members, you know, and if we don't have goodwill towards our own members and our own brothers and sisters. Like the UPS workers said, we are sticking together for the new guys. We're going to be good, but it's the part-timers and the people that are not making as much money as we're making. And we have to admit that in our union, we have a two-tier system. We have some people that are making a lot less than other people. And that's a sad reality. And when people don't worry about other people, that's even sadder. And, you know, a lot of us were disappointed, and a lot of people got upset for me expressing my opinion. And, you know, even my own family got upset at me for even expressing my opinion or even speaking up, because we already know what happens to people that speak up in the system, and also in the, not just in the system that we currently live in, but in our culture in general and in this country. Those people that speak up and point out the truth have been historically targeted and thrown to the ground. So when you put your hands in certain people, you feel that they should also not throw you to the ground, but stand up and help you lift yourself up. So when people are telling me that this is the best contract in 30 years, I say this is the best you can do in 30 years of unionization. It's how can I say, a sad state that we're in right now, and a lot of members are upset. From what I hear, a lot of members are upset. A lot of members did not get ballots. A lot of members requested them. A lot of members did everything they could to get the ballots, and they still didn't get them. And some of them
see.
got them.
I'm gonna see. Look, I used to think that narrative was 100% true, but it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Right. That the members do not care.
Okay.
If a member do not get their paycheck, they are making phone calls every day. They go to 130 Livingston, 180 Livingston, 2 Broadway. They're going to do everything they got to do to get answers. When they didn't get their ballot, the most they probably did was make one phone call. And if they got the ballot, they got the ballot. If they didn't get the ballot, they didn't get the ballot. I think that the union administration is gerrymandering a lot of this stuff? Absolutely. But the ignorance of the members is what they relying on, right? The members are not engaged to engage with the business that pays them. We see this all the time. You go into crew rooms, you rarely hear discussions about contracts, about the job. We hear love and hip hop. We hear sports. We hear basketball. Yeah, it's okay to talk about that stuff. But we must start minding the business that pays us, right? We know more about everyone else's business, but our own business. There should be not one member inside this union that do not know how to write a G2. There should be not one member in this union that do not know how to defend themselves at 2 Broadway. All the information is there for people to learn. Every single thing is there for the people to learn. And when you go down to 2 Broadway, when you go down to get disciplined, Your union reps should only be reinforcement. They should not be your first line of defense. Your first line of defense should be you. We are all grown men and women. I hate when I see transit workers say that I'm securing the bag. Every day, the transit authority is taking away people bags. And these people who's getting their bags taken away from them, they don't know how to defend their bags once it is affected. People think that securing a bag is coming in, punching your card, swiping your card, and signing in on payroll, and you think that you securing the bag. That's not securing the bag, ladies and gentlemen. I hate when y'all say that. I'm just being honest. You cannot secure the bag unless you know how to defend your bag. That's how you secure your bag. But Celso, we not going to blame. We not go twist the narrative and say so many members called. You want to know what? These members was not upset. These members was like, hey, I get a ballot. I don't. It don't affect me. But they don't understand by not voting affects your bag, right? You vote for a contract that you locked into for the next 2-3 years. That affects your bag. Because when you don't vote for contracts, when you don't vote in union elections, you let these people who don't mean no good, they act like they do the bare minimum to represent workers. They do just enough just so you can't say that they working with management, but we see they working with management anyway, right? They do just enough to try to disguise that. But when you don't participate in the democratic process of your union, you are liable for the results that we get. The same numbers, right? The same number. I refuse to take any excuses when it comes to voting in this union, because the same numbers that we get for voting on a contract is the same, almost identical numbers that we get for union elections. I do not see 25, 30,000 people upset that they didn't get no ballot, that they didn't vote. That's hard to sell to me. 28,000 angry. You know what 28,000 angry people would sound in Madison Square Garden? You know what 28,000 people would sound like in the pile, even though they can't fit 28,000. 28,000 people booing or upset will be a major concern for both the union and the MTA. These people are grifters to their own reality. It's amazing. But go ahead.
And I agree, but however, just to rebut a little bit, is that the lay low culture is what is encouraged. Lay low, punch your card, go home, don't challenge anything. That's what's encouraged.
By who?
Throughout the system, by the union itself, by supervision. Is like, okay, anyone that speaks out or challenges me, I'm going to get them. You understand? So it's something that it's encouraged ever since you start training. It's like, okay, lay low, don't cause no problem, don't speak up, and you'll be okay. Nobody will bother you. You'll be left alone.
Now I get that. That's
the narrative that's encouraged.
A lot of people.
That's what's encouraged in the workplace. Yeah.
That may be true in Map Store. I get the culture in Map Store. For those who don't know how Map Store works, if you rock the boat with the union, you won't get overtime. You won't get days off. There's ways that they can screw you in Map Store. In TA Surface, that's not the case, right? But these same people who don't vote in union elections, that don't vote for union contracts, also don't vote for city council, also don't vote for mayor, also don't vote for assembly. So this is not exclusive to the union being retaliatory against members. This is just how people are. They just don't get involved with the things that affect them. And it boggles my mind.
Yeah, I understand. Until everyone is affected, and everyone gets involved. And when it's already too late, and they're having problems, and then all of a sudden, then Everyone wants help or everyone wants to become educated. I agree with you on that point. But I'm saying that some things don't add up. That's all I'm saying.
I got you.
Yeah?
I
In
found.
my head, the numbers don't add up. You understand?
I
The
hear you.
numbers don't add up. 34,000 ballots were mailed out. There's more than 40,000 members.
Well, look,
You understand?
you say the
And
numbers
why do
don't.
we have such an archaic system?
You say the numbers don't add
Yeah.
up. I say the anger don't add up.
Yeah, but that's the culture. We shouldn't speak up. We shouldn't. We should just drive our bus or drive our train, and not cause any rifts.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
understand?
wait, hold on. I wanna
Those people that cause rifts. Yeah.
hold on. I wanna get back to Samuelson for a second. Just give me a second. Samuelson, back to you, buddy. I'm not lying. I just want to show you something. I got the picture. Samuelson. I'm showing you that your people is working against you because who else will have this picture? All right? Who else will have Samuelson? I want you to describe this picture to me. I want you to describe this picture. Who are you standing with? And who's that little boy in the picture? Who will have that picture, Samuelson? I'm just showing you that they've been working against you. They don't mess with you, right? The same people that you helped, they looking to screw you over. They want to get you out that international. They definitely want to get you out that international, man. You got some problems. You got some holes in your circle. You know I didn't get this picture from anywhere. This is not online. You don't have no social media. Somebody from your circle was like in your home, and they said, I think that I should send this to Tremel. I think this would be cool for him to see that. You see, Sam, you say, I'm not lying, man. They coming for your head, and I'm just watching from the sidelines. But like you said, you don't understand how your opposition don't get along or whatever the case is. Let's have a conversation, Samuelson. Let's see what's going on. But back to you. So I just had to hit Samuelson with that just to show him I'm not BSing around. I know what I'm talking about. I know a lot. I know more than what you think. But let's get back. Let's get back to the members not participating. So let's go.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a human trait that we either fight or flight, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a psychological thing.
Mm-hmm.
We either decide to fight or we decide to fly. Or we decide, we can't pick both, right?
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of members a lot of times decide to flight. They choose not, like you said, not to get involved, not to engage, and not to fight. They choose to do the flight. Or this doesn't affect me, or that has to do with them. That has nothing to do with us. And we convince ourselves and reason that nothing has to do with us. Any other issues have nothing to do with us, or it doesn't have to do with our department. It doesn't have to do with our division. But the way I look at it is, if it happens to any one of us, it could happen to all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And if one of us are attacked, or one of us are knocked down, or one of us are knocked down by the MAC, or they won't pay for our disability, or they won't pay for injuries, they could do that to one person. They could do that to any one of us.
Yeah.
We cannot predict the future.
Yeah.
We don't know what we could be sick from, or what is going to happen to us tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
If we're going to be assaulted, if we're going to be sick, if we're going to need medical coverage. We don't know that. But for my experience is that members understand it once they are going through it. Then they understand how it affects them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they've never been through it, then they don't understand what is going on.
Gotcha. Well, thanks
or
for.
they don't want to understand. I'm not sure which one it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for calling in, bro. I'm gonna finish up this. I got some more information to give out.
Yeah, definitely. And the international is definitely going to be, you know,
Yeah.
they saying they're working with us, and a lot of times it seems like everyone is at each other's throats. There's no unity or any type of, cohesive plan on how to make this job better for members. Because at
Hmm.
the end of the day, we all still have to come to work, and we still got to do the same thing we do every day,
Hmm. I
no matter what.
appreciate you. Thanks
You
for
know.
calling in.
Thank you.
All right.
Okay. Have a good day.
I'm gonna show this to Samuelson again. Samuelson, I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. I am telling you. These people is working against you, Samuelson. So it's I ain't gonna lie, it's funny to watch because it's funny to watch and this is an important this is one thing that you learn from these guys, right? A lot of people say, well, Tremel, I don't know why they put it all on me. I understand I got the biggest name, I got the biggest movement in transit, progressive action. I understand, why people come at me like this and say, yo, why we can't connect, why we can't come together. And most of the people that's running or politically affiliated, they was with progressive action at one time and they did whatever they did and got out of progressive action. My core group of progressive action is still there. But one thing that you learn from these guys is that they don't really like each other, right? They really don't like each other, but they always find a way to run with each other to hoard the corruption, to hoard their dirty dealings with management. These guys don't like each other, right? They don't like each other. They don't mean good for the members. But they always find a way how to come together, how to run together, and how to make it work. And us, the real fighters, we be at each other's throats. We be crucifying each other, throwing dirt on each other. And I'm saying I'm not participating in that no more. I'm not participating in that no more. We all know who's against us. We all know who, and I don't want to use the word enemy, but we all know who is not for us. I'm saying we all know. And I want to get back to what the UPS workers got. And before I get into that, once again, if you're watching on YouTube right now, you guys should be liking the video. We must break the algorithm of, what's going on with these videos. Like the video. There's 50-some people watching in the live chat. Like the video. And also make sure that you join the channel. It's 99 cents for the month. Join the channel. And you'll be able to comment. That's how that's working. Or if you don't care about any of that, you could donate via Cash App right there. You see the Cash App, Progressive Action 100. Hit up that Cash App. But when you look at, let me get to the what the UPS workers got. They said we've changed the game. Teamsters win historic UPS contract. We didn't have that language on our contract. There was nothing historic about it, right? There was nothing historic about it. And people understand like everything is about money, right? And people like to say things, oh, UPS worker, they work hard, they got to do this, they got to do that. I get that. But at the end of the day, it's about being able to pay your bills, taking care of your family, and that type of work. Some people lazy. Some people want a lazy job and want to make a lot of money. Some people get a thrill out of working. Some people love what they do. Some people want to work for UPS because they look at it as it's work. Some people love to work. Some people love what they do. So if you don't like the hard work, the labor of some of these jobs, then that's you. But at the end of the day, I want to show you guys. UPS has put $30 billion in new money on the table as a direct result of the negotiations that they had. And they got this historic agreement, this 5-year historic agreement, because they threatened to go on strike. And I don't want to hear, oh, they don't have no Taylor law. So what? You know what the Taylor law say? The Taylor law say basically if you strike, you're going to get fined. So what? If it's going to get us historic changes, who cares if we're going to be fined or not? Laws were made to be broken. The fact of the matter is that this union administration is afraid to break laws because they are working directly with management. Right? So now bus operators, right? Let me go to this down here. Let's look at what they got. Historic wage increases exist in full-time and part-time. They would get $2.75 more per hour in this year. And then over the length of the contract, wage increases will total $7.50 per hour. Now, to put that in contrast with our agreement, if you look at the far right corner, right? And you look at total dollars an hour increased in the contract, you don't see nothing over $5. You see nothing over $5, right? How good can our contract be? You see nothing over $5 over the length of the contract, right? Let's get back to the UPS agreement. Existing part-timers will be raised up to no less than $21 per hour immediately, and the seniority workers will be earning more. You have plenty of transit titles that pay under $21 an hour when you start, right? 48% average total wage increase over the next 5 years for part-time workers. That's insane, right? Wage increases for full-timers will keep UPS Teamsters the highest paid delivery drivers in the nation, improving their average top rate to $49 an hour. There's no bus operators or train operators making $49 an hour right now, right? They get longevity wage increases up to $1.50 an hour, compounding their earnings. Like I said, part-time hires will start at $21 per hour and advance to $23 an hour. I know people go say, well, we don't want part-timers on the property. Okay. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? People always want to find something to justify incompetence. You know, they always want to justify incompetence. At the end of the day, these drivers is getting $49 an hour, right? They did way better than transit workers. You go have some people say, well, you know, they're paying more into their medical and they got to pay more into their pension and things of that. Let's be honest here. Let's be very honest. Medical is definitely very important. It is very important to have good medical, 1,000%, right? How many of y'all really go to the doctor and get checkups and things like that? I get it. Medical is insurance just in case something happens. But how many of y'all really use your insurance the way that you're supposed to use it? How many of y'all really go get physicals every year? How many of y'all go to the doctor when things, to me, it's like prayer, right? People like to pray when something goes wrong. People don't pray when everything is peaches and cream. It's the same thing like using health insurance. Health insurance is not only for when you're sick. It's to keep a tab on things that you may not even know what's going on. There's plenty of people who go for exams, routine exams, and during these routine exams, they find out that something is wrong. Right? So your health insurance is not only for when you feel something wrong with you or there's something wrong with you. Use your health insurance for regular maintenance, right? A lot of us don't use our health insurance. We don't take advantage of our health insurance, right? So saying that, oh, they got to pay more into their medical, all right, you don't even use your medical. You only use your medical when you really sick, right? Y'all don't see no problem with that. Shout out to Nesu Beauty. She just joined us. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the team. She just became a member of the channel. Only 99 cents a month. Only 99 cents a month. Join the channel. Give you a shout out. I acknowledge you. But they don't really, nobody really use their health insurance. And I want to say this about, a lot of retirees upset about the Medicare Advantage, and they saying, we did this and we did that and that. When I first started Progressive Action, these retirees was like, this is your fight. We fought for you. We don't have nothing to do with the union no more. And then now what happened? They get smacked in the face with Medicare Advantage, right? They had to rely on the workers who is still on the property that they abandoned, that to rely on the workers to hopefully try to shut down this contract, right? I mean, the contract so the Medicare Advantage wouldn't go through. The MTA, see, they are so smart. And they not really that smart, right? The issue is they are smarter than our union administration. So what you've seen happen with the city workers. See, the city workers, the city administration that negotiate the contracts, they made a mistake. They decided to not put the Medicare Advantage into these contracts. They tried to make it a law for the Medicare Advantage, which allowed for the teachers to challenge it in court. The MTA outwitted the union because they put it in the contract, which means that if you get the members to sign this contract, we can't go to court and make them take it out of contract because we voted for it and the union voted for it, right? So the MTA was very smart in that aspect to say, hey, we're not going to go through legislation to make this Medicare Advantage thing go through. We just go put it in the contract because they not that smart. And once it goes through, contracts, certain things in contracts overrides the law. A lot of people don't know that. So you may have something on the books as law, but if we agree to it in our contract is more powerful than on the books and law because we agreed to it, right? So the MTA was smart in outwitting a union administration that do not know how to think, outwitting them and having them put it in the contract and having to sign for it. That's insane. But you can't, do y'all notice that ever since we signed our contract, or like when the union and the E-board passed the contract down, the union administration and the E-board passed the contract down to us, all of these other agencies started getting better deals than us. And we just heard one thing from the union administration saying that our deal was better. How was our deal better? Our deal is nowhere near better than the city workers deal. Our deal is nowhere near better than the UPS deal. Because if you ask any member, their most concern is money. They don't care about health benefits. They like, show me the money. Show me the money. You can't even be sick on this job without being harassed by the MTA. They are all about show me the money. Right? And the problem that I have with like the e-board, specifically the e-board. For those who don't know, the e-board is supposed to be the protection between the union administration and the members. The members are the e-board constituents, right? They supposed to represent us and have our best interest. This e-board, they did not have our best interest. They did not have our best interest. There's no way possible that with all the research out there, everyone has a smartphone. You could look up what the inflation rates are. You can research this Medicare Advantage stuff. You could look into healthcare. You could look into all these different things on the internet. And you could take one day to do exactly that. Why would they vote yes to a contract that's going to set us back? At the end of this contract, we're not going to have that much buying power because our raises do not match inflation. The same way how our last contract, it was negotiated before the pandemic hit. When the pandemic hit, the inflation rate went up. And at the end of our contract, our buying power was less because we was hammered with high inflation rates during the pandemic. And it was unforeseen because we negotiated our contract and ratified our contract before the pandemic really took effect. But now we know that the pandemic was here, right? We seen what we went through. The union administration, only thing they did was a 0.50% better, as if the pandemic never happened, as if we didn't lose buying power between the pandemic and now. And then these inflation rates, which are still high, is still larger than our raises. So we talking about a period of 6 years that our buying power is going to be less. And then when your buying power is less, then guess what? You have less money to do things. Like a lot of people don't know, a lot of businesses, they get their money from disposable income. So a responsible business would do their homework to say, we go try to find out which neighborhoods got disposable income. If a neighborhood don't got disposable income, then that means that neighborhood and the people in that community cannot spend money in your business because they just don't got the money to spend. Right? So at the end of this contract, we didn't really have that much disposable income. At the end of this new contract, our disposable income is going to be less. That's why you have more people living paycheck to paycheck. That's why you have more people relying on other streams of income. And that's another thing. The union could not get us the raises that we deserve, and they also didn't try to do nothing about dual employment. Right? And just think about this. We working for a company that says you cannot have another, you have to ask for permission to have another job. How crazy is that? How insane is that you have to ask a job to have permission to work somewhere else on your day off doing things that's not their business? How in the hell can that happen? I gotta ask, me as a grown man or a grown woman have to ask their job, may I get another job to feed my family? Some people say, well, you could just do an audio and you could get, no, it don't work like that, because sometimes maybe that side job that you're doing is going to pay you more than you doing that audio for the day. And then not only that, why would you want all that money on one check? You work all this overtime and you put it on a check. Guess what? the tax man is going to eat it up. So you're not going to see your money. Sometimes it makes sense financially to go do work somewhere else than work for the same company, because it's not like you're going to do that overtime and it's going to be taxed on a separate check. No, they go combine it together. I just had a friend the other day, a flagger, say that he made $5,000 in 2 weeks. He said that he came home with like $2,000 and change. They took $3,000 in taxes, right? He could have put that time somewhere else at another job off the property and retained most of his money instead of having the tax man eat it up. Let me get to the next caller. Caller 8356, you're now live on Progressive Action TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Jamel, it's Vincent Leonard again.
What's going
You
on?
brought up a great thing just now, okay? How did they manage to turn around and allow this contract to be voted in, and congestive pricing hasn't been straightened out yet? Okay, the MTA does not know yet. Are they going to charge people $9 a day to ride to drive through Manhattan, or are they going to charge somebody $23 a day? How much money is the MTA going to bring in just from congestive pricing, and the union couldn't get a better raise?
They're going to bring in, they said they're going to bring in,
doorman's union.
they said go bring in like $1 billion a year.
Right. How did the doorman's union, okay, be able to get 5% pretty much across the board on their contracts? I mean, don't get me wrong, doorman, everybody, has to have a job. I'm not arguing about that. But the doorman's union got a better raise than transit workers. And now with the medical, wasn't Tony Utano the one who supposedly brought in another medical insurance company to take over, to get rid of Aetna and take over for Aetna, and they'd be able to save transit X amount of millions of dollars a year, and in return, the union will get 30% of the savings? Where is that money going to go? Are the union reps going to get a better raise than the workers themselves?
Absolutely. Because you got the thing, their raise is going to be better because they basically salaried, right? So if they make, let's just say like the VPs, right. The VPs make about $150 a year, right? 150, right. 2% or whatever. Let's say our raise is 3%. 3% raise a year is different for 150,000 versus 70,000. Right? Even though it's 3%, right? 3% on those two different salaries, amount to different.
There's a big difference.
Yeah, amount to being different. So when I see
right.
when I see like teachers or police officers get, they say, oh, they got 3% raise, they got this, they got that. Yeah, they 3% raise is worth more dollars than our 3% raise. Because police officers' base salary right. now is going to be like $105,000 base salary. Our base salary, right. depending on which department you in, is 70, 80, 90,000. The most probably. The 90,000 base salary is probably like
right,
for,
if you're lucky.
Yeah, if you're lucky, right? So when they say that we get 3%, the same as police officers, the same as teachers, it's not the same 3%. And that's the smoke screen that they use to fool us. That's why I try not to use percentages. We got to look at what the dollar amount actually is, because people understand dollars more than they understand percentages.
Exactly. And again, this is why I'm saying Tony's not going to get through those, get past St. Pete. I'm sorry. If it's true from what I'm understanding, that Tony Utano is bringing in a different medical company, and you might have gotten an email from me a couple of weeks ago from the Retirees Association.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you got that email. I showed you front and back as to the last line on it is that the medical is subject to procurement of something else. It read on the bottom. Okay. They're already planning to change Aetna at this point. And it's not only going to affect retirees, it's going to affect current workers. So if people think that Aetna is bad now, if they turn around and they change this medical, it's going to be even worse than what Aetna is. And to be honest with you, I really don't have a problem with Aetna. Okay, that's my personal thing. But again, if it's true, I saw something online. I forgot who emailed it to me. That Tony Utano, and this is after he retired from the union presidency, has brought in a separate medical company to take over the medical, save transit, let's say even if it's $1 million a year, okay? They'll save transit, let's say $1 million a year, but the union will get 30% of that savings.
Mm.
Come on.
Yeah,
Come on, man. What the heck is that?
They have motivation to sell people out. Because what they do with the money, right? Yeah. This is what they do with the money. They make these deals. The money is never trickles down to the members, right? It never trickles down to money in our pocket. The smoke screen that the smoke screen that the union administration uses that they would create more programs. They would have more money for events and things like that. But most of the members don't care about that. There's no incentive for the members to do good, basically, besides getting a paycheck. The union administration, the only thing they do with the money is that they release their boyfriends, their girlfriends. They fly all across the country.
Mm-hmm.
They eat expensive meals, and disguise it as just business on our dime.
Yep. Exactly.
And it never benefits the members. It never benefits the members at all. So when you see gain sharing in our contract, when you see like what you said, that the 30% with the medical, it's never to benefit the 40,000 plus members. It's to benefit the officers of the union. They are the ones who's eating high off the hog. They are the ones who do as they please in the union hall. They report when they want to report. They act like that they in the field when they really home, or they running errands.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing whatever they doing whatever they want to do. And then to your point, as far as like with Richie Davis, once again, not knowing he's going to be the fall guy, I think that you're right. But Richie Davis willingly wants to be the fall guy because he thinks that he has a master plan to turn on Samuelson and Utano. And I believe that they put Chiarello there. See, I don't think that Samuelson and Utano was dumb. I think that or from what I've heard, that Chiarello had put Samuelson first campaign run on his credit card or something like that. He basically fronted Samuelson some money, so they was loyal to Samuelson throughout all of this. Now, the reason for them elevating Chiarello along with Richie Davis is that they don't fully trust Richie, and Richie knew that because Richie mentioned that to me, and they keeping Chiarello around.
But he was treasurer before Chiarello.
You said what?
But he was treasurer after Richie Davis was treasurer after what's his name?
Earl Phillips.
Earl Phillips,
right?
Earl Phillips.
So
yes.
No, but the thing is that
Richie Davis became treasurer after Earl Phillips.
Mm-hmm. the thing is that, yeah, I mean, they had to elevate Richie first because they had the plan. Like, look, Richie is going to be the president, so they couldn't put Richie from vice president straight to president. They want to try to disguise it as if he graduated to this position. Oh yeah, he was the second. And Richie knew this because Richie had a conversation with me last August regarding this. Right, it was either July or August. I have to check the information I have, but we had that meeting and he knew that he was going to be the president. So they knew that, all right, we go give him Earl's spot. Then after Earl, Tony go step down. When Tony stepped down, we go make Richie president. And then at the same time, simultaneously, Chiarello went to secretary treasurer when Richie was elevated to president. They keep Chiarello around to keep tabs on Richie, because when you look at the top four right now, you have Richie, you have Latanya, you have Witchard, and you have Chiarello. They not go trust
Right.
Latanya and Witchard to report back to them to say, hey, Richie is moving funny or this and that. They only trust Chiarello. Right? They trust Chiarello to do
Right.
that. So Richie is foolish enough. And Richie told me straight up that he is changing the whole top four. I'm quite sure that changed now. He's not going to change anything because
like I said, he can talk what he wants, but the bottom line is it's still Cirillo and Utano running the show.
No. You got to.
Why step down as president?
You have to listen.
Why step down as president?
I'm gonna say this.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, Samuelson is not at least that's the idea that they thought they had. I'm telling you, Samuelson and Richie Davis is not seeing eye to eye right now. Richie Davis is going around the field,
right,
telling people, that basically he's stiffing Samuelson, and it's basically because he elevated Richie Davis' ex-girlfriend without Richie Davis' approval. And Richie Davis turned on her when he became president too. But they are having problems. They are having problems. They are having problems. And and Samuelson know that he can't control Richie no more. Richie is not even taking his advice at this point. So it's going to be interesting next election, and especially with the picture that I released on this show showing that Samuelson, I got a picture of you from your home.
I saw that. Yep.
I got a picture of you from your home that it's not on the internet. It's not nowhere to be found. It's it's from his team, the people that act like they like him, but they really don't like him. They've been plotting on him for a long time. And I wanted to have that conversation with Samuelson, but Samuelson, I felt, worked against me with Cuomo and all that other stuff. But now I'm hoping he's starting to see what's really going on here, and I'm just watching from the sideline, to be honest. But I'm taking all meetings, Samuelson. I'm taking all meetings. Richie, if you still want to talk, I'll talk to you. I'm talking to everybody. But y'all go get this straight. They falling apart. I ain't talking to no. I'm definitely talking to Richie. Richie is a traitor.
It's good. Oh, listen, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like I say, I've never seen a president retire, become a consultant for the union, and then his vice president doesn't take the presidency, but takes the Treasury Department. So what's up with that? Why? If you ran for vice president and you kicked somebody else off the ticket, off the ballot, because allegedly that person wasn't, again, the vet wasn't there allegedly to get the signatures done, you kicked the vet off the ballot to run for vice president. Cirillo becomes vice president. Utano retires. Cirillo slides over to the treasurer.
How well?
Something's not right in Denmark.
How well do you know Chiarello?
Okay. I know him through Utano. I know he used to live around by Utano. That's why he was Chirillo's driver all the time. Okay. But yeah, he didn't live far from Utano. And now you're talking a guy. I probably had more time in the bathroom than he had on the job when he became vice president. Okay? Cirillo doesn't have that much time on the job. If Cirillo has, what, now he might have 20 years on the job, if that. Okay? But when Utano, or when Samuelson moved up to president of the Treasury, and they had the big union meeting out in Vegas, okay? What happened? Samuelson moved to the president of the International. Samuelson gave the presidency to Utano. Okay, that was that same week that they had it. That union, what do they call that again out there in
90 seconds.
That was the same week that idiot shot everybody from the hotel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how far back I'm going back, because I was actually out there. I had already been retired, and somebody was able to get me an ID to go, and be able to congratulate Samuelson and Utano and everything. And that Thursday morning, my wife and I flew out of Vegas.
60 seconds.
That Thursday night was the night that idiot shot everybody from the hotel and shot everybody down below him at the concert and everything. So whatever year that was, that's when Samuelson moved up, Utano moved up, Cirillo. Now, back in the day, too, there was supposed to be a thing where they were going to split the vice president's job between a couple of other union reps. Okay? Somehow or another, that didn't go through. And then they Utano just made it where Cirillo became the vice president.
10 seconds.
So there's a lot of game playing, and like I'm saying, Richie apparently doesn't know what he's getting into. Okay? Now, again, let's go back to there's money missing somewhere from the Retirees Association or something. Okay? Why is all of this happening? Why has nobody been arrested for any of this yet?
I mean, listen,
I don't know what's going on with that. I'm already out of the program.
See, that even, they always claim somebody's stealing. They claim Roger stole millions. I don't want to hear none of that, because as a Roger Toussaint, a black man stealing money and he's not in jail, I'm not believing that. You know what I'm saying? He don't got that much power.
Exactly.
and he not that slick. They always accusing people of stealing, and they never want to get them arrested. But for some strange reason, Richie Davis was advocating in the Daily News, witnessing a fight that he wasn't even there for, and basically advocating that I be locked up and fired by giving a statement like that. But people are stealing money from the union, and you not advocating that same thing. You not trying to get people arrested for stealing from the union after saying that they were stealing, because he made a video saying that insinuating that Toutrone was stealing money, and that's why he got rid of him. But he don't try to get him locked. He don't try to get him locked up, right? I mean, this is because it's BS. It's BS, And like they said, he just wanted to put his people in there. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that's about. But look, thanks for calling in.
All right, man. Again, stay safe, all right, man?
I appreciate you.
All right, take care now.
So, I mean, this is I really enjoy when callers call in, retirees, And they really saying what they gotta say, what's on their mind. That's what this show is about. This show is about getting people to call in, say what's on their mind, and we letting them know that we not stupid, that not all of us is asleep at the wheel, that we really care what's going on. So I definitely appreciate callers like that. If you want to call in, 563-999-3714. Call in. But I want to show you guys something else, because we got all of this stuff happening, right? This is back to the UPS stuff. You know, they have a lot. They said a historic contract, $49 an hour. They made a lot of changes. Their contract was worth like $30 billion. They represent like 300 something thousand workers. They are 100% on point. You know, they don't have, they was fighting for AC in their car, in they trucks. Like, that's wow. How you don't have no AC? That's crazy. But just to show y'all what else we dealing with. You know, after we signed our contract, you know, everything, they start saying your Con Ed bill is going up by 9%. Increase next month. A 9% increase next month. Meanwhile, our contract raise was like 9.8%. But the Con Ed gas bill is going up by 9% next month. And this is crazy. All right. This is crazy. Everything is going up. And our wait, and we talking about 9% in a month. Remember, our contract is 9% over 3 years. This 9% in a month, right? And this is not the only thing that's going up. This is not the only thing that's going up. How is this contract a good contract? Someone explain to me, how is this contract a good contract? I mean, look what's going on here. Essentially, the rate hikes could potentially mean a current monthly electricity and gas bill of $70 will now double to just over $140 come 2025. Our contract is up in 2025, right? And they talking about a monthly electric bill basically doubling a month, $70 extra a month, right? $70 extra a month. Our raises is gone right there. And that's only for electricity and gas. If you own a home, what about the oil bill? Right? The kid's tuition. If you got your kid in private school, tuition is going up. Right? Food is already astronomical. So when you look at all these different things going up, how is this contract good? You don't even have to be a mathematician to know that you will not be able to afford your basic necessities as a transit worker with these guys negotiating the contract. There's no way possible. Right? If you just joined in the show, please make sure to like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like this show. When I get off the show, I want to see at least 100 likes. Please make sure that you like and subscribe the show. And as you see, if you're looking on, of course, you're looking on YouTube, I got the members only mode is on, which means that the only people that could comment on this show is people who's a member. And in order to be a member of the YouTube, it's 99 cents a month. Right? But we can't afford to live in this city. And soon the rest of the tri-state area is going to be unaffordable. So what are you going to do? You're going to have 4-hour commute to and from work just to make ends meet? All because we vote in weak leadership? All because we don't do our due diligence as union members to participate in the so-called democratic process so our voices can be heard. We could blame the union administration all we want, but most of it falls on us. Most of this stuff falls on us. We are not handling business, people. Call in live, 563-999-3714. We are not handling business. Grown men and women on this job is not handling business. We not holding people accountable. You see, I got a hat on that say we need more black billionaires. In this union, we need more members that care about this union. We need more members who care if they can afford to live in the city in which they work based off of 40 hours a week. Because I don't think y'all see what's happening. The MTA is setting up for us to work 8 hours a day. For all the bus operators who say, yeah, you know, we getting an extra $2 an hour for Arctic. All right, it's cool. Do you know the consequences of Arctic buses? Do you know what Arctic buses do to a line? Arctic buses cut jobs. Most runs with Arctic buses are 8 hours. What do you guys think these bus redesigns was about? These bus redesigns was about creating new passages where these Arctic buses can fit and run through. These buses redesigns didn't have nothing to do with nothing else. Why do you think about this, the narrative for bus redesign, right? Brooklyn bus redesign, Bronx bus redesign, all this started happening when Arctic buses started coming on the property. Because they want to redesign it where these buses can make turns on certain streets. Some of these streets are tight. The regular shorty buses can't make some of these turns without having a problem. I know the 52, when the 52 turned on Classen Avenue, sometimes it could be a little difficult. When it go from Gates and make that right to Classen when the destination is downtown, it could be a little difficult. Right? So the whole bus redesign, it wasn't about nothing else but the Arctic buses. Because the MTA already know more Arctics on the line, less workforce on that line, 8-hour jobs, one bus operator doing 2 jobs. MTA save a ton of money. They were willing to give bus operators an extra $2 an hour because they know in the long run they was going to save, right? People say, well, in my department, RTO, why didn't Opto train operators get the $2? Because there's no redesign. What's happening there is going to happen there, right? They not adding different trains on the line so the service could be more efficient over there. But in buses, there's things that they could do for them to cut jobs without cutting jobs, because sooner or later, when these Arctic buses start taking over, it's going to be less workers that the MTA need, because now they got one bus operator doing 2 people jobs. So definitely they not going to need the manpower in the next 10 years like they need it now, right? So that's what this was about. The same way how, station agents make more than conductors. You know, you listen to what the station agents say. They say, well, they gave us this extra money because we're doing more, right? No, they ushering you out the booth. Because soon, you know what? When this AI technology come, do you know who jobs that they're going to come for first? Station agents. We already seen what the NYPD, they got robots in the subways now that can perform functions like a cop can. Right? These are all pilots. Do not think that these pilots, even if it is NYPD, is not going to transition to transit. Right? When this AI technology come, it's going to hit stations first, where people is going to be able to talk to a robot that's going to get them the information that they need. When you look at when the MTA added these help points on the platforms, that was just the beginning. That was just the beginning. Right? Because now they got the station agents answering questions on the platform. Right? So they got them to do more work. Now they getting them out the booth. That AI technology is coming. But when you dealing with a union administration that's of a certain age, that do not know what's cool, do not know what's in the know, they are ignorant when it comes to technology. They just now trying to figure out how to use Twitter and Facebook. And they doing a poor job at it. Right? You think they understand AI technology? You think they understand what is really going on? Absolutely not. They do not understand what's truly going on. They have no idea of what's really happening. So certain departments are going to suffer because we don't have a union administration that can forward think. We don't have a union administration that's paying attention to how technology is moving. We know that technology is going to take over some of our jobs. We see what's happening with CBTC, computer-based train control, where the train operator just basically press an alerter button just to say, hey, I'm awoke. I'm watching what's going on. Right? But the train basically operates itself through the tunnels. Now, they don't have the technology yet. I think they implementing it to let them know when people are on the tracks or intruders is on the tracks. Once they get that down pat, then train operator jobs may be at risk. But they are creating all this stuff to have computers do our jobs. That's what all of this is about. Computers are going to be doing our jobs in the future. The MTA is trying to find ways, just like any other company, how to be more efficient, how to get more work done and spend less money. That's their whole job. If you look at our contract, they brought up something regarding, I think, employee availability and trying to increase that. Employee availability been a problem for the MTA for a long time. When you have AI technology, guess what? They don't need health insurance. They don't need sick days. They don't need vacation. They don't need a lot of things that a human would need. They don't call out sick. They don't do none of that. So it's more efficient for this AI technology to come to the MTA to knock our jobs, and they're going to save millions upon millions of dollars. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. And we're not getting ahead of that. So, I mean, technology will always be technology, and it's going to, cut jobs. It's definitely going to do that. But we're not getting ahead of the problem. We are not securing our future. The union administration, you think they care what's going to happen 15 years from now? If they was to lose the next election, about 95% of them probably can retire at this point. You think they care what's going to happen 15, 20 years from now? No, they don't. They good. The workers, the tier 6 people, mainly, we're going to be left holding that bag trying to figure out why we didn't wake up 10, 15 years ago. We're going to wake up and say, damn, you know what? Trammell was right. This job is only for college students now. This job is this is going to be an entry-level job very soon. Where kids is going to be coming here, young adults, young women, young men and women are going to be coming here to just make a little money and keep it pushing. But once they see how oppressive the rules are, they out of here. That's one of the main reasons why the MTA cannot retain employees. You got a whole bunch of young people coming here who's smoking weed, who's living their best life, and you telling them two important things. You're not going to be able to smoke no more. And you can forget about being off on the weekends and you got to work all the holidays. These young millennials and Generation Z, they not trying to hear that. They not trying to hear, yo, I got to stop smoking weed. You crazy. I'm out of here. That's what they doing. They like, I am gone. I am not working here. I can't, what? I got to work my weekends? You got to be kidding me. And the MTA is not even trying to be smart to retain employees, because what they could do is say, look, we go reduce the time to top pay. Instead of 5 years, we gonna bring it down to 2 years. We want to retain employees ASAP. There's so many members leaving this job before they get the top pay. There's so many members. But and then this whole thing about, oh, this is a career. This is not a career. You put this on your you leave the transit authority and you put this on your resume, it's going to account for nothing. It's not going to account for nothing. This is not a true career. This becomes a career once you get into these executive positions or some of these high-level managerial positions. That's when it becomes a career, because as a manager, managers are respected everywhere. If you have people report to you, you're respected in the labor field. But if you're a bus operator, train operator, conductor, cleaner, you move out of state, this job ain't gonna mean nothing to them, because it's only a job. And only jobs discipline you the way that the MTA discipline you. Careers don't do that. Careers don't attack you the way the MTA attack you. Only jobs do. Only jobs, you will see a revolving door of employees coming in and out. Workers getting fired, workers quitting. Only jobs you see that type of rate. Careers, you don't see revolving doors in true careers. People come and hold these jobs down, the career jobs. Now, of course, it does put food on the table. There's plenty of opportunities to move up. If you love working with the public, like I love working with the public, It's a great thing. But this is not a career, people. This is a job. Richard Davey, that's a career. Critchlow is a career for him. The actos, the other managers, these are careers for them. Anita Miller, this is a career for her. Right? Just like how with BK and labor relations. BK and labor relations, he was a prosecutor in Staten Island before he worked labor relations for the MTA. And when the MTA look at somebody like BK, especially in labor relations, oh, he was a prosecutor. We need him to prosecute workers, so to speak. We need someone who got that type of police mentality, big stick management mentality. You don't get no more thorough than that than a prosecutor, a former prosecutor. Right? Especially when you could come to a company like the MTA and behave whichever way you want to behave as a manager without no accountability, without no checks and balances. If labor relations do you wrong, you complain to the MTA, they just sweep it up under the rug. There's a lot. But this is not a career. This is a job. That's it. And we treating it like a job. We don't get involved with the union. We don't participate in no union activities. We don't pay attention to our contracts and stuff. Being in the corporate world, right? You negotiate your own contract. They really look at your resume. They look at the things that you have done. And you able to negotiate your contract off of the things that you've done. And don't get it twisted. People always say, the union is the best way to go. And there's some good things about the union. There's some bad things about the union. But I know a ton of people who work in corporate America and they don't have half the problems that we have with the union. They don't have a quarter of the problems that we have with the union. And it's mind blowing. It's mind blowing that we've been led to this lie that, having a union is the best thing. There's a lot of perks to having a union. But like I said, I know a lot of people in corporate America without a union making more money, got good health benefits, more respect, get more respect than what we get. And it's astonishing. We get good perks only because of our numbers, right? So our health benefits will be better in a lot of corporate settings because of the amount of people that these premiums are attached to. So if you bring in 40,000 people versus a company only bringing 200 people, who you think is going to get the better deal when it comes to medical? Who you think is going to get the better coverage? It's going to be the people who's bringing more clientele, the 40,000. So if the union is bringing, or the MTA is bringing 40,000 premiums to a company, they're going to get the better deal than a person who's bringing 100. So it really have nothing to do with how strong the union is. It's business. If you bring me more clientele, I'm able to drop my price. I'm able to make some concessions and some change because we're going to make it up in the premium number. This is what they do. It's what they do. But what I need for you guys to do is like the video, smash that subscribe button, donate to the platform, Progressive Action 100, that's Cash App. And also, once again, become a member of the channel. It's 99 cents for the month. You get certain perks as a member. And let's keep this boat floating and going. And I need y'all not to forget, we need more Black millionaires. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.